from California. This is Sandy from Messy Papercrafts, your #1 online store with the most exciting crafting items. And welcome to this week's episode of What's in This Box. And today I have exciting new products by Studio Light. And they have beautiful new Christmas items that they just brought out. So let's get that out. So as you can see, we have this great range of new products here by Studio Light. And let's start with this paper here, because what I love about Studio Light is that they have these really interesting looking backgrounds and these really lovely designs. But even better, if you're looking for ephemera and you're not really into fussy cutting, then definitely check out Studio Light's paper pads that have this symbol on here, because these are your ephemera pieces, but instead of having this in a bag and then it's just flying around, here this comes in a paper pad. And I just think this is such a great idea if you're not really into fussy cutting, but if you also don't want to have an ephemera bag, ripped open somewhere and it just flies around. Here you have this also tidy in this block. And as you can see, these are all pieces that you can pop out. I hope you can see this here on camera, maybe better from the back side. So as you see, this is all cut already for you. So you can just pop this out. And yeah, they have these lovely Christmas motifs here. And all of those pages here, they're always twice. So lots and lots of options here for you. So how difficult would this be to cut out this little star, for example, right? So here you just pop it out and then you just embellish your project. And I just think this is such a tidy way of doing so. So I just love that. Here we have this cool car with a tree on top, a cute little snowman, and again, tiny stars here. And it just makes your life a little bit easier that you don't have to cut any of these out. And then, of course, once you pop this out and you don't like this white border here, then you can still ink it up or distress it and obviously just use it in any way you want. But I just like the idea that you don't have to do the fussy cutting. And look at this adorable kitten here. And here it says, "Let it snow, driving home for Christmas." Like these beautiful winter scenes. Really easy way to embellish any of your projects, which I think personally is great. But that's not it. We also have in the same line 2 different backgrounds, and they're all in this "Let It Snow" line. And then I assume you have this, 3 times. So lots and lots of options here. And then the solids again. In total, you have here 36 sheets. So definitely lots and lots of options. And then here we have another one in this "Let It Snow" line, the same concept with the 3 unicolors, 3 embellished and 3 backgrounds. And let's go through here as well. And it starts again. So again, 3 times all of these really beautiful scenes, and then of course solid colors as well. So I think this is just really fabulous how they came up with this, and you can layer this all together. So many great options here. So that's the paper #1. And we also have this paper, and this is by Creative Craft Lab. So Studio Light in itself has different brands, and this one, for example, is Creative Craft Lab. Then they also have a range that's called Essentials. And so, in Studio Light itself, there are lots of other brands, which I think is fantastic. So many options. So here, let's start with this one first, which is called Friends Design Paper Holly Jolly. And here we have 3 times 8 double-sided sheets. So I think this is nice in case you are more into art journaling or you like it better as a card front. when it's more of this size rather than this 6x6 size. So here we have all different backgrounds and front and back here as well. So I love all of this color scheme because once again, you can just layer this together. And I think it's great that all these companies, they bring out these different looks. So some like it more retro, some like it more in this watercolor look. And then this here would be a little bit more modern and vibrant. So in this color scheme, it's called Holly Jolly. Or if you like it not quite so, poppy, not quite so vibrant, then here we have a more bluish tint, which is called Snowflake Kisses. Here it says Santa, Christmas wishes, and there's actually a little Santa here. So I just think this is super nice for any kind of backgrounds. Here we have these stars. Hope you can see this. Looks like dots on camera, but it's actually tiny stars. Then again, different background options here just to layer it all together. More snowflakes. And yeah, I think this is really nice as well. So next one up, let's talk about all of these stencils. And once again, I think it's really important to see this all live on camera. Then you're not as shocked sometimes as I am, because honestly, sometimes I don't know quite what it looks because I just ordered it online as well. So here I was quite shocked, but in a positive way, that these are really big. And I think this is great if you have bigger projects in mind, or if you even want to fill a whole card front, for example, with this masks, or I would call it a stencil, but here it's called a mask. And yeah, we have all these kind of nature designs. So if I compare this to something so that you can hopefully see this better. So this is 6x6, and then a lot of times this would be your size for a stencil, right? So a lot of companies, they bring out this size, or like Tim Holtz, and even smaller. So then it would be more for like a tag, and then it would be maybe more like this. But here, I hope you see that this is a bigger stencil, but not too big that it's only usable for a scrapbook or so on. So I think this is actually fantastic if you want to make an art journal or a card or something like that. So then you can just easily fill up the whole page. So I think this is great. So here we have this wooden stencil. Let me see if there's a name here. Yeah, so this is called wooden planks. Then more for Halloween, or if you want a little bit more of a spooky look, then this is called spiderweb. Then I love this one here. This is called Raindrops. And if you think your eyesight is funny because it looks almost like a double look, that's at least what I thought. I'm like, whoa, I can't really focus on that. Then this is not the stencil. Let me take this out to show you, because it almost looks like it can't focus here, right? But it's not the camera, I promise. It's actually because under here is the design. So this is on the paper. It just shows you what the stencil looks like. And once the stencil is on here, then obviously it doesn't exactly line up on how they send it to you, right? So that's why it looks a bit like, woohoo, I can't focus on that. But yeah, this is not the stencil. The stencil is perfectly fine. It's just that they have this design here on the back. So if you want to put your stencil back in, then you immediately see this is the right package for the stencil. So here it's like especially bad. Let me take this out as well, because it really looks like you need glasses or something. So as you can see, ta-da! So now this is clear. So this is on the paper, and this is the stencil. So let me see if I have something where I can put this on that you really see. So yeah, this is a really delicate design, and you can see that it's really in detail here. So it's not fussy or anything like that, in case that's what you thought when you saw it in here. So once again, it's a perfect stencil it looks a little bit funky. Woohoo! When it's layered on here. So hopefully that helped. Then next one up, we have this here. Oh, let me actually tell you the name here. So this is called Leave It, just because it has this beautiful fall leaves on here. I love this one. It's one of my favorites, just because of the detail. I think it's beautiful. And then I thought this is funny here as well. And this is called Paint Splatter. And what I love about this is this kind of random look here of the splatter effect. And I see this a lot on Instagram, where card makers maybe use like a stamp and color the stamp in with Copic markers or whatever medium you use to color in your stamps. And then they just need one simple effect on the background. And obviously you could just use inks or sprays, but if you want a very specific splatter look and you don't want that it's too random, because maybe you want to produce cards in a similar design, then I thought here this is great, because then of course you have this one splatter look, or you can use these dots around, and then it's not too messy. I mean, obviously we're messy Papercrafts and we say, hey, be messy, and that's awesome. However, sometimes maybe you spray and it didn't come out as you thought, or maybe you use the acetate sheet trick where you spray a bit on acetate and then you put it down, and maybe for the first card it looked great and then you try to recreate it and it looks totally different. So I thought this is maybe a way to go as well, where you just have this big splatter effect and then you can just you reuse this many times, and then you just put your stamp on it, and then, or obviously you can use it in a whole different way, whatever you have in mind. But yeah, I thought this is great to have as well. So yeah, different stencils here. I think these are all pretty cool. And then we have one embossing folder here as well. So if you're into either tag making or maybe longer cards here, like slimline cards, or you could also just use this for any card really, where you could just double the effect when you push it through your machine once again. So lots and lots of use cases here. And I'm not sure if the camera picks it up, but what the embossing folder does is basically that it will look like snowflakes, because that's the name of this embossing folder, snowflakes. And here it's kind of what it can look like. So you can also ink this up and then push it through, or you can just use this as texture. And yeah, I thought this is a really nice design. So you have these random looking snowflakes here, and then yeah, I love that it's so big as well, because a lot of times you want maybe a little bit of a bigger card front, and then the embossing folder is too small. So here we have this really long version. So I thought this is pretty cool. And next one up, well, let's talk about all these different dies here. So different forms here. So once again, if you're into more of a square version of your card making or whatever little project you have in mind that's maybe in this size here, then I thought this looks really cool, because this is called Sunburst. And here you see what that would be, or here on the back. So I love this die. I can imagine lots and lots of different things, especially because if you look closely here, there is a lot of border around. So you can use all of these separate. So we have this one here, then we have this frame here with the starburst, and then you can use this frame here, or this frame, or this one here with the stitched look. So I think this is really good, because then you can create, hopefully you see this, like either the stitched border look, or you can just cut out a frame, and then obviously here's a sunburst effect. So one die set that gives you lots and lots of different choices. Then next one up, that's one of the very versatile sets here that I always recommend to get, because if you're into scene making, then I think this is really helpful. So here you see what you can make with that. So you have these waves, that's kind of like water waves, but it could also be an outdoorsy scene where you have these kind of hills or grass. So I thought this is very interesting, because it has also the stitched look in here, which I think is great. So it just gives you a lot of detail. So it's not just, a boring cut, because if you just wanted to create a hill scene, you could say, hey, I can just cut this myself. But if you look closely, then you have this really nice stitch look in here. So I think this is pretty cool. Then next one up, we have more of these borders. And as you can see, they're quite long. So I just think if you want this that long or not, it just really depends. But I think it's nice to have the option. So if you're into scrapbooking, for example, then I think this would be nice because maybe you just need a bigger border, or of course you can just have the bigger border and then just cut it into pieces, whatever you like. And this is what that looks like. So you have these grassy hill scenes here. And in the same release, we have also these here. So then you have these kind of clouds, for example, what you can create here. So I think this is pretty cute, this kind of sky look. So that works nicely together. Then next one up, it's a little bit more Christmas related. So here we have this really cute scenery, and this is what that could look like. So this is called Winter Wonderland, and I think this is really cute. Or we have also these adorable little houses. So this is called landscape houses. And then here you have another really cute scene here with these Christmas trees. And then you have these kind of gingerbread style houses, or just this one tree. So you can create your own snowscape with all of these. And if you're into maybe more of a bigger focal point, or if you love shaker cards, then I thought this would be pretty cool, because here you can cut out this whole Christmas tree, and it's quite big here in the inside, so you can fill this with sequins and then create this beautiful shaker card. And here we have these cute little hearts, so you can also use all of these for your embellishments. And here it says Merry Christmas. So with this one set, you can create lots and lots of different things, really. Again, we have these different border here, so you have the stitch look, or if you want this even bigger, then there are also bigger borders here that don't have the stitch look. And then here we have these little stars. So I could imagine that you can use this set for lots and lots of different projects, which I'm always looking for, to be honest, because I feel sometimes, the dies, they are a little bit more pricey. So I think that you want a use case where you can think, oh, I can do this with that, or I can use it for this project. And, this way you don't have to feel bad about it, that you only use it one time because you maybe only had this one idea and then it just ends up in the corner. So I think with all of these, you can really create so many different things. So I love this. What was that called? Tree label. So this is called tree label, I believe. So this is at least what it says here. So I thought this is beautiful. And one more die is in this Creative Craft Lab series. But whenever you see this little dog, then this is the Creative Craft Lab Friends series. And here we have this really cute reindeer. And if you watched my previous videos, then you've seen that we have also in the same series, we have already a dog and a bear. And they're really easy, I think, to put together, and they're just adorable. And when you look on the back, then you can see that there are also lots of different cases on how you can build them together. So it doesn't have to be just a standing up version. You could also have him standing like this, or it could be sitting down like that. And I think this is so cute. This is one of my favorite dies here from this winter series. But in general, I'm a big fan of this Creative Craft Lab because I always come up with these really cute little designs. So I love that. Let me put this over here. And next one up, we have these stamp sets. And when we talk about this Creative Craft Lab and the friends, then here we have this sentiment stamp set for Christmas. And we have here where it says, we wish you a Merry Christmas, or you can have a Happy New Year. Then there are little ones like hugs, happy, merry. It is beginning to look a lot like Christmas. Holly jolly, oh what fun, enjoy the magic to you and yours. So that's very versatile because you can just add it together to make your own little sentiments. And then one more over here of this whole Creative Craft Lab, and it's called La 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 La. And we have these really sweet little stamps here of these little bears and the snowman and yeah, another bear holding a gift here. And then we have more sentiments there as well. So it says, hope your Christmas shines, fa la 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 la, and do not open until Christmas, or have a Merry Christmas. And again, you can all add this together. Here it says warm hugs or holly jolly. Here we have this cute little Santa. And I love these lights here as well. So this is really nice because here we have these different options on, obviously you can just stamp this and cut this. Or we also have on Messy Papercraft this set here, where you have this die and you can use this as a little Polaroid frame. And then you can put these little guys in here. So I thought this is really cute. And next one up, we have another great stamp set, and here it's more for like a background. So here we have two different themes. Here it's this one block, which is like a note or like a song text here. And then we just have this text, and here it's like 4 different stamps. And it says, oh, the weather outside is frightful, but the fire is so delightful. So I think this is cute because I think it's the whole lyrics here from let it snow, let it snow, let it snow. So this is called background music. That makes sense. And next one here, we have this one that's called Winter Houses. And it says here, dreaming of a wonderful winter season. I love this calligraphy. This looks very dreamy. And here we have wishing you lots of love. And then we have these adorable little scenes here with this kind of snow on the house. And then here we have these trees and the house. And then here's this little cabin. So here you can create these really gorgeous little scenes. So I love that. And last but not least, if you need some kind of embellishment for any or all of these different products here, then we have these things which are called pearls. And there are stars, not really pearls, but I guess that's just what the line is called. And here we have these in silver, and this is in gold. And I love it that it comes in 3 different sizes. So once again, when I ordered this, I thought it would be just a small sheet of these pearls, but I love it actually that it's that big. So we have these bigger embellishments here if you have a bigger project in mind, then a little bit of a medium size, and then these smaller ones. And yeah, as I said, they come in silver or in gold. And I think this is really lovely if you have any kind of scenes here in mind, especially if you love this kind of Christmas look, or maybe if you have like a tree that you stamp down and then you can put one of these stars on top, and then it just adds a little bit more interest. So yeah, hopefully I didn't promise too much, and I said it's a really big range, and I think it is. And I like all of these things as they are so versatile, and hopefully you agree it's not just a one-time case. I think all of these things you can really use over and over and over again. And that's what I really love about this brand, but also that they have these really cute dies here, but then also these essential looks that you can use again and again. And then of course my favorite thing is the ephemera that comes inside a paper book, which I think is genius. So let me know in the comments if you like these products as well, or do you have a favorite one? What do you like to work with? Do you like more paper things, or maybe more stamps or die cuts or these embellishments here? And that's it for now. If you like this video, then please leave a thumbs up. And if you like to watch more exciting products, then make sure that you hit the subscribe button so you'll never miss out on these exciting items. And yeah, with that, I wish you a happy, crafty weekend. And remember, no stressy, be messy, and have fun. See you next time.